We definitely
Michelle.
This looks great, you guys.
Yeah, it does.
Ah, there she is. All right.
Hey guys,
How you doing?
good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Nice shot of your,
Ceiling.
there you are. Your hair looks great.
Thank you.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order on November 15th of 2022 at 6 PM. Agenda tonight, our board roll call, approval of agenda, approval of minutes for October 18th of 2022. We're going to have some discussion on the complaints related to the solid waste ordinance. Also have solid waste ordinance enforcement discussion. Review of solid waste ordinance information brochure. The Training and Planning Commission member review. And
I don't understand what that means, so I'm reluctant to vote to pass that unless I know what training for planning commission members review means.
we're just going to review what were some of the stuff that we've,
Oh, the
for that
training?
meeting that we're having, or we're hoping to have, to get scheduled.
The training meeting? Okay,
Yep.
good, okay.
And then we have correspondence of Parks and Recs pertaining to municipal planning grant, public comment, and then adjourn. So we'll do board roll call.
Stacy Boxer.
Michelle Peckrell?
Megan Randall?
Brian Harris.
And John Bashy. Okay, looking for the approval of agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, and then approval of minutes. That was for the October 18th.
Says I was here, Stacy.
Really? It says you were here? I don't think so.
We still have a quorum on that. Michelle was out
You
on.
were on Zoom. Good. Okay, I understand that better.
Do you have a copy of those, Michelle?
Yeah, I wasn't here though.
Yes, I just want to make sure you had it.
Yep,
if you
yeah, I
had
have it, yeah, I have it on my other screen. Yep.
I'll look for a motion when you're set.
I move that we accept the minutes as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Aye.
Brian, aye.
John, aye. All right, moving on to the discussion of complaints related to the solid waste ordinance. And I had a couple of complaints and I'm trying to, well, I call them complaints just because they came, people talking to me about it. I know you said you had some, Brian. I don't know if anybody else has had people come to them or not, but a lot of it was just, I think, more not having enough information.
Right.
That's what it really sounded like to me, that they just didn't know enough about it. So I think having this flyer here that'll go out and more, if we can put up any more information. I keep telling them, go on the website, try to get people to go to that to read more of it and do that stuff. But that was basically the complaints that I've heard so far. The only other thing I've heard, and I keep telling them to call them, put a complaint in, because I know the town's not gonna be able to do anything unless it's a good complaint. But they're seeing a lot of trucks and stuff that are coming to either coming in Route 7 from Williamstown end or coming in from New York to the transfer station. with stuff flying off their
Load
trucks.
trash, yes.
So,
Yes.
and it's just on the sides of the roads and that kind of stuff when
Yeah.
I'm seeing him. So
Yeah, I've
I know Mike has watched a lot of that stuff. He's been witnessing some of it. I know it's been slowing down, but they're still seeing that. That was a complaint. So I said, call and, we can't do anything about that until, we get a viable complaint. If it's something written in paper, we have it here. I think we can do more. That's what I keep telling them. So,
So the process is they would call here, they would talk to Tara, to whom?
it should,
We'll go over that when we get to
Oh, okay.
enforcement discussion.
Okay, all right. So, but people they need to call in.
right, call in, or they can go on and make a complaint on the website.
Yeah. Oh, on the way, okay.
I believe it's on there still, right?
Yeah, like Hannah said, we'll go over that when we get to item
Yeah.
5, the waste ordinance enforcement
Yeah, we'll
discussion.
go down there. But yeah, is there any other, has anybody else heard anything other than
I've
where
heard,
they just needed information?
I've heard people say that they were afraid to call, to give their name. But as we can clarify that in a minute. That's not going to be broadly known in the public. Your neighbor won't find out that you're the one who did it. As a we're not putting it we're not letting it be anonymous because we don't want to have people, as you, Brian said, weaponize the
Right.
ordinance.
Right.
Or people, yeah. Okay, so that's what I've heard. That's all I've heard.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the intent behind it is
Yeah.
that we have some documentation, so we as a town can't be accused of just targeting selected people. And it also helps prevent it from being weaponized.
Or,
One neighbor against another for no reason.
And those kind of people who just, about everything,
Yeah,
So I have heard people say that they wanted it to go further, to include junk. Quite a few people have told me that. They're disappointed that it's only trash and bags.
Well, I think the bigger,
We can start with this. That's what
I think our bigger
it's-
thing is.
it's better than nothing.
Right,
Yes.
this is a start of it.
And we'd like to see.
Down the road, next year or something, if it works out and things are cleaning up, we could actually look at more things, I
Yeah,
think. But it's-
exactly. And
You don't want to go too.
if you
deep
try to
into
go
it and-
too far, too quickly,
Right.
then you
Resistance.
get the petitions that put it up for a
The
vote.
resistance,
And then it gets
yeah.
shot down.
Yeah.
And then you're back to square one with nothing
Right.
being done.
Right.
Right. Stacy, have anything? Michelle?
So this is gonna be mailed out to everybody in the town?
Yes, there's gonna be a copy of this mailed out to everybody, and then there's also gonna be another flyer that has to relate with, mobile home parks and contact information with the state. It's a separate issue, but we're taking advantage of the mailer going out to
Oh,
save on
okay.
postage.
Good.
Okay.
Tara, can you email me a copy of that so I can see it?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thanks.
Is this supposed to be like a five-folded kind of thing?
Yes, it will be.
Yeah, that'll be.
Because if you leave one section blank, you can actually mail it.
Well, I guess they've decided to send something else out as well.
I mean, if the back of this was open, you could put people's name, address, and a stamp on this, and then just mail it like that.
Well, we're gonna be sending 2 flyers out, so that if we did it that way, we'd have to pay twice the postage. Either way, you're paying for a stamp, but by doing it in an envelope, one stamp sends out both.
Okay.
So, and postage is the biggest cost of these flyers. So,
They look great.
yeah, Tara and Hannah did a fantastic job on them.
Yeah, I like it. You can't see it though, can you, Michelle?
It looks good from here. Yeah, no, I was like, oh, that looks kind of nice.
It's two-sided and it's got, it's got all the information, a lot of information about.
Really basically,
Good.
The responsibilities and outdoor tag sale stuff, it labels out a lot of stuff on it. And the numbers and information where they could go to look it up. It's all on there
The
too.
full thing.
Yeah. That's good.
nice and simple. Legible, nice.
I mean, that took-
We were doing a fridge magnet too, if I remember right, weren't we, Hannah?
That's for the mobile home park one.
Just for the mobile home park, okay.
What kind of magnet?
A fridge magnet
Oh, yeah?
with just important contact information, so people might not keep a flyer, but they'll hopefully slap a magnet on their fridge so they have the information. So just who they need to contact if something goes on.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It really is, actually. I mean, I put more things on the fridge than I,
Yeah, our fridge is covered in magnets.
I don't tend to hang that on my,
Adam, no,
I
that's.
mean, this, when it comes to the house, I'll definitely hold on to them, but because I know what it is stuff, but normally I wouldn't take and stick that up, but a magnet, yeah, I put magnets up of business cards and all that kind of stuff all the time.
You know, we
Yeah, that is-
use Leonard's phone number. Because every time somebody finds a stray dog, they're posting it on, you know, Facebook and all kinds of things, and they go, we don't know how to contact him.
Yeah, but that's not
yeah.
to do with the
No, I know.
solid waste ordinance.
All right, anything else on that, or everybody set?
I think we're good to move on.
Okay, we're gonna move on to solid waste ordinance enforcement discussion. And I'm gonna let Brian start with this one because you probably, I think, on the planning commission have talked, or not planning, the
Select board.
select board have talked more about that enforcement and what you're looking at or
So,
view.
so right now, we're kind of thinking we're gonna do it through the judicial bureau. So basically, a ticket will get issued, goes to the judicial bureau. If you refuse to pay, essentially gets held against your license.
Ah,
And we haven't figured everything out yet. You know, there's still the question of like fine levels and all that, but that's kind of the tact we're taking.
that's effective, I would think.
Well, to people that take their license seriously, but I'm sure each of us could name off.
People that drive without a license.
That we know that drive without a license, and getting a ticket for no license wouldn't really bother them because they.
I guess I wouldn't know.
The guy that hit the Harley.
Now, is there a backup on that if you can't, say somebody doesn't have a license already? How do you attach that now? Can you go after like a tax issue or something? Can you have a backup on that?
We probably could, but I don't think we haven't yet. So,
The process will be that they'll call Tara or me, my number is on my extension's on the flyer. They'll call me, Tara or I will run it past one of the enforcement officials, which will either be zoning, health, or animal control if it's like a, animal waste problem. We'll decide who it should go to. That enforcement official will go out, view the property, bring it back to the select board. The select board will deem if it's a valid complaint or not. And then they'll go from there. And the offender will have 30 days to clean the property. They'll get a letter from the select board. They'll get that 30 days and then a ticket will be issued after that if it's not resolved.
Gotcha. Sounds like a good process.
And that information is in the brochure, so residents will know that process as well.
Where is it?
thank you, Hannah.
You're welcome.
It's on the back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I printed you guys the copy before I edited it. It's on this one.
Three
I printed
consecutive.
3 old ones and 3 new ones, I guess.
I guess, okay.
Right there.
Oh, okay. Okay, excellent. Yeah, that's useful.
Sorry.
Okay, so I don't need to
Three.
write notes here. I'll just leave this one for posterity.
I got some. This ain't this one, is it? No, it's just okay. All right, so as far as enforcement, I mean, I was thinking about when it comes, you guys got that on your schedule for this, select board again? To talk about
For what,
that?
talk about this?
Yeah, for enforcement.
I don't think it's on this week's agenda.
If we put that in, I'd like to, if you could just, offer up to the planning commission again to.
An invite to come in.
Yeah, just to come in when we talk about the enforcement again.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
When do they anticipate beginning to enforce things? I mean, I know personally very, very well, some people who have sent in complaints. And just to get the ball rolling, but I know that we were going to give it some time. What's the thinking on that?
My view on it is probably gonna wind up waiting for most of the cleanups are probably gonna wind up waiting till springtime. Because of with winter being so close. I mean, you probably get a few cleanups done right now, but it's gonna start getting to the point where things are gonna get covered up to start with. Now, anything new getting thrown on it over, through the winter or something. If you go out and you see another bag out sitting on top of the snow,
Well, some of these
That's
people
something.
have been there for years.
just some of it's gonna get hard to clean up. It's gonna be frozen to the ground.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
But again, if it snows 3 inches and you can't see nothing on the ground, or 5 inches, you can't see it, then all of a sudden bags of garbage are sit
So,
out there on the snowbank again. That's a concern.
yeah, when are we anticipating mailing this out then?
I'm not sure when Hannah and them are gonna have that mailed out by.
It'll be probably another week or so, just because we have to make the magnet.
But I mean, then.
What was it going out with? It was going out with something else?
It's going out with a mobile home, park, contact information.
Okay.
A separate issue that we're having is just the state legislature is taking a lot of control away from municipalities, and like health officer responsibilities are shifted to the fire marshal. So we're providing that contact information, like if you have problems with water, your landlord, that kind of stuff, giving the appropriate contact information. That way people don't feel like, they call the town and nothing happens. It's like, well, the town has nothing to do with it anymore. We can't.
So they'll have this as
But
well.
my question about when this brochure goes out is that, I mean, you just said you might keep it, but, I mean, you send it out in November and then you start enforcing in April?
Well, it depends on, if you wanted to get that information out ahead of time, I mean, I don't know how long people will hold on to them. I hope that they read it and go, okay, I need to market this or put it in some place where I can keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta
right, well,
check
so
this box.
this way we say we inform people.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, all we can do is provide the information, and those that choose to read it, read it. Those that choose that don't,
That's what's gonna
you
happen.
can't.
You mean
You can
people
lead a
don't
horse to
read
water, but you
everything
can't make it drink.
Really? And you're talking to an English teacher, an ex-English teacher. I think I know that.
It's very tough to.
I know.
You got, a lot of people that.
I know plenty-
Everybody's good, it's just a matter of.
I'm
how well they wanna
anticipating
listen.
seeing a lot of these just get thrown right into the recycling bin at the post office. I'm not,
Let's hope we're not gonna-
no doubt I'll see some of them sitting there.
Let's hope we're not gonna see them scattered along Route 7.
Hopefully not.
That's, hopefully not.
Poor old Route 7.
But hopefully everybody at least reads it and is aware of it.
Well, we can keep hammering on it,
And Hannah?
Yes.
Could you, just as a reminder too, when you're doing the next, they're getting the select board schedule done to talk about the enforcement again, if they could recommend having us come in and sit with them again?
Yes.
Just so we
Regarding
can all-
enforcement.
What's that?
Regarding enforcement.
Yes, just the enforcement, yeah. Just so we all can have that discussion again. I think that works well when we come in and sit down together. I think we all it'll happen.
Maybe we could do something in connection with Green Up Day, which is the first Saturday in May. Kind of like a little reminder, Do you know what I'm saying?
Isn't that more cleaning up along the roads?
Green Up Day is, it's along the roads, but
Well, that's what we're trying to do too, is clean up that there. Hopefully people just don't keep throwing it out. Again, like you said, hope we don't see a bunch of these laying aside there when you go out and do green up.
you know what I'm saying, though? I mean, maybe.
That wouldn't be
Well,
good.
people have that in their
I
heads.
go weed whack along the road near my house, and I'm telling you, I get beer cans and bottles and McDonald's wrappers. It's unbelievable what I pick up.
When we had a road steward there, a person who picked up trash. There's several people on on North Pownell Road that do that on a very frequent basis.
Really?
One is
Carl does it quite often.
Carl Villanueva, And then Rosemary
Is Paul
Pelletier,
doing it down by his house or is he doing the whole road?
he does a long section, about a mile on both.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen him all the way from Skippery Road to Mount Anthony. Pulling his little cart.
Yeah. But, yeah, that, I think he stops at Mount Anthony though. So, and then it was Rose Pelletier who did, and Jenny, you know, so if you wanna, be a road steward, it doesn't take anything out of you. It just, you do it whenever you want. You put it in a bag and then you don't have to pay for the bag when you go to the dump. You just tell them, I'm a road steward.
Yeah.
Special
I've-
badge or just?
No,
Yeah, Tom's really good about that. Like I've done it when I've picked up by the sewage treatment facility and I hauled 2 truckloads of garbage out of there.
wow.
I brought it up to Tom and I was like, I'm cleaning up down there. He's like, it's free. He's like, you're cleaning up the sides of the road. He's like, it's free.
Yeah,
So there's no charge if you're trying to make the town and improve the town.
yeah.
All right, I'm making money on this. Okay, there's like 40 beer cans there.
Yeah, you could take those back and get some out of that.
You know,
Has there been any enforcement or anything done with down by past Stewart's there, or you go out to the, Pownell beaches?
What do you mean?
Like for the people dumping down there, I know,
yeah,
I haven't heard of any complaints
that was
about it.
an illegal dumpster.
I mean, that's,
Pownell Beach, you said?
Yeah,
We were gonna put a camera down there, but unfortunately it's private owned land. So we're not gonna be able to put a camera down there.
okay.
But besides that, I haven't heard anything about it. But that is a spot
So
that,
you've asked the owner and they won't let you put a camera?
Tara, I think, reached out and they didn't get back to her. I'm not sure. I'll
Are
double
they-
check with her on that.
That people are dumping there? And the owner doesn't want to see who's dumping?
it's probably not a
I
local
think he wants to
person.
get rid of the property and he kinda wants to be done with it. I think that's the,
Yeah.
But
I'm
still,
not sure, but it's gonna be hard to get rid of it if
I
it's.
mean, that's
is not a
a
local
high riding area down in there. I mean,
yeah.
it's full of trails, but
There are other areas that you're talking about putting
Unfortunately,
cameras
it's
up?
that kind of stuff that makes property owners not want to give permission to riders.
yeah, yeah,
yes.
Did I hear something like the cameras weren't picking up the license plates?
that's the old one.
Well, that's what I mean. People that go riding down in and leave all their garbage and trash everywhere.
Yep, and this was this one had to be, if you go over, start over the tracks, down in on the left, it's there's couches, chairs, everything else.
Last time I was down there, there was probably 6 or 7 years ago and it was bad then and I just like,
Yeah,
I stopped going down in there.
yeah, no, I
Like
just was,
I got other places I can go fish.
yeah, well, I was down in August there and there's couches and chairs, everything else, a row of them right down through on the left down there.
What happened to my God, we used to just burn those and have a bonfire and that was
Well,
your
that's-
party fire.
Yeah, that's down in further. They've done that. I'm surprised they didn't take it all down there, but that's as big as this room, the pile now. It's about that deep out there where that springs everything else. But they just dumped back in there and dumped a whole load of stuff right there on the side, so.
So does the town clean that up?
If private property is what she's saying, if you can't, they don't get a hold
If
of it.
if they're not complaining about it and
Yeah.
we've extended the offer, honestly, there's nothing more the town can do.
No, I'd say leave it at that then. They don't answer back. Can't do much with that one, I guess.
And you can't see it from the main road, so.
No, you can't. You gotta be driving down in to see it, but it just kinda sucks when you drive down there, cause it's a nice place.
So it kind of sucks because even the solid waste ordinance can't address it.
Nope,
You
can't
see it
address
from
it with
the,
that.
can't see it from the road.
Nope. No, not literally. Had to drive in. All right, well, let's move on to, review a solid waste ordinance informational brochure,
Which we've all kind
which we all kinda touched on this anyway.
It's very
I got a
good.
copy of it. Hannah sent it to me while we were talking.
It's good,
Okay,
isn't
cool.
it?
It's really nice. Yeah.
I mean, I think this is, again, we don't have to really do much on it because we've already just been touching up on it pretty good, but, I mean, all the information's here on it. It's pretty good. I like it. I like some of the pictures they got.
I like the typeface, it's nice and big. You don't have to put your readers on to read it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right size.
Yes.
I think it's good. I mean,
I like it.
I hope, and I'm gonna say this, so hopefully people will watch this meeting eventually. Please keep this, stick it to your refrigerator or wall or bulletin board or wherever you want.
Yep.
Please keep it, read it. and.
Put it
keep
in a drawer, hold on to it.
Yeah, keep it safe. Don't put it on the side of the road.
I think that people should know then, and I say it again, because I've had people really literally tell me that they're afraid and perfectly, people, nice people who are known in town as being, anyway, have told me they're scared to call in a complaint. So they should know that it cannot be anonymous because we need to track who called in so that we aren't liable for picking on someone. But that the information will not be public. Is it going to be subject to FOIA requests? Freedom of Information requests?
Yeah.
That would be,
That might be the issue.
that would be something to look into. Because, it's just that the climate right now is people getting mad at each other. And so I think we should,
Well,
we're
that's why-
trying really hard to deal with that.
Yeah, it's,
And so
you're trying to walk a razor's edge, like,
Yeah.
we want to try to do something to improve the town and clean it up. And we want people to feel free to call and report stuff.
Yeah,
But I mean, if you're on a dead end road and you got one neighbor and you call and complain about your neighbor's not stupid. He's probably gonna know who called.
well, maybe. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, and I understand that, their view of it. Again, I've had people do the same thing. They come and tell me and want me to go talk for them. And I'm like, you have to make some complaints yourself. But I don't think the neighbor's gonna be as mad if it's a
But
viable.
complaints are gonna be
complaint.
verified.
It's gonna be,
you know,
it's gotta
Somebody's
be
gonna
verified.
go, they're gonna go look at it. We're gonna
Yeah.
document it.
Right.
So it's not,
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
If it isn't something that's a
Yeah.
viable complaint, then they just say, no, it's not.
Officials have, been driving around and seeing some of this.
Yeah, like what if the zoning administrator happened to drive by and see it? Would he be able?
so we had a little discussion about that and we don't want this to become a full-time enforcement job because,
Yeah.
I mean, you literally could pay the health officer, the zoning administrator and animal control full-time each, patrolling Pownell, just looking for stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
We as a small town, we don't have that in our budget.
yeah,
We just don't.
yeah.
I mean, if the voters want to improve or approve like tripling your tax rate to cover adding, another $200,000
Yeah, yeah.
for more
So,
employment,
Yeah. No, it's.
I certainly don't want to pay for that.
Right, and we're trying to cover it, but it's tough to, the only way you're gonna clean it up is by starting this effect. And
Yeah.
this is not the only job that the zoning administrator has or the health administrator.
Yeah, they
health
both work
officer.
full-time jobs
No,
plus.
but aside from that, there's other responsibilities.
Oh, you mean,
For the zoning administrator that are very important.
yes, it's,
So they can't spend all their time doing, driving around looking for problems.
that's why
So
we're,
people should not passively sit and wait for the town to do something now that we have an ordinance. They really do need to call and.
well, we really want to try to target the large problem areas.
Yeah.
Your neighbor puts a bag of garbage out by the side of the road for pickup a week early, you don't need to call and complain about it.
Right, it's the real bad ones.
Right, it's something that's, okay, it was out there that's been out there all
Yeah.
summer.
All
And it's all
summer.
ripped apart.
Or they have been out there for.
Their garbage gets hit by a
as long
bear.
as I've lived here.
Cleaning it up for a couple of days, don't be a jerk. Don't call and complain about it.
Right,
But like John said, if it's been out there for all summer, or it's just, they've
But
got,
there's just bags and bags.
they got a
and
20-foot
bags.
round, 10-foot high pile, yeah, give a call.
yes. And there is,
And
Places.
we've all witnessed that.
yeah, I mean, that's
The
pretty much.
complaints that you have already received from the public at large, they're just going to be put off until April? Is that what you're saying, or?
No, they're not, I don't think, the ones that have talked to me, I don't think are real complaints. I'll say it as a real complaint, meaning I don't, know if they're even gonna file or say anything more than that. They were just telling me about stuff and I said, listen, it was more of an issue where they didn't have enough
But
information
those
about
people
it.
who have actually emailed the select board and said this address, and this address.
I don't
Those
think
are gonna
we've
be-
gotten any of those yet. At least nothing I've had forwarded to me.
Yeah, we haven't had any
What
meetings yet.
what about volunteers driving around?
Well, that was the other thing is like, we don't want people to just take it upon themselves because again, we're a small town, we have limited enforcement. Like if we have 10 people drive around and lodge 200 complaints a day,
I don't think
there's no way.
that kind of, yeah.
I'm just throwing out a number.
That's quite hyperbolic, though. I mean, there aren't 200 places in all of Pownell that are that much.
Well, even,
You're probably talking about 5 places that have a problem.
So you don't necessarily need to be a neighbor,
our hope,
right?
Our
You don't
hope
need
is
to
that
be a
we can-
neighbor of a property. You can have driven by it many times on your way to Williamstown, for example, and notice this property, and you just write down the address and call and email in
Right.
your complaint.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a viable complaint like that, yes, absolutely. I think just saying what it is, where you know there's a problem, that kind of stuff, and lodging an actual complaint. I mean, somebody just comes up to one of a board member and says, hey, I know this is a problem. That's not really a complaint. It comes to us because we're on the board. That's why I say you have to lodge a actual complaint, something that's
Complaint
a viable.
At this address here,
Right.
okay.
So do you want to call one of the numbers, let secretary know, or you're gonna have to see Mike or Fred and, you know, you have to actually lodge a real complaint, something that's written. So at least we know exactly what that
So
is.
don't-
And then it'll go out.
Don't send an email to the select board. That will not get through. It needs to go to this complaint line here.
Well, this is an information line here. You can
To make a
review it.
complaint, call 802-823-0116, extension 102. Okay. Okay, so email, you don't even do email, you just call.
Yeah, I don't think, we didn't decide to put an email on there. I think Tara was thinking about, I don't know.
we talked about it.
Yeah, did we talk about putting like a complaint form on our website though? I think that's.
Yeah, I think that's what we decided is we
Yeah.
wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
because,
it'll
you
be
know,
on the website.
that way there's a
Tara's redesigning the
paper,
website
so
right
is
now.
that on, it's not on yet?
No,
Okay, but
she's
it'll go.
redesigning the whole thing right now.
Okay, because with a phone call, there's no paper trail, there's no proof that you
Well,
did
I
it.
have a complaint form, I already made it, so when somebody makes the call, we'll use the complaint form, so if they wanna
Okay.
call, they can call.
Okay.
But, yeah, either way, either that or they can.
Good, okay, thanks.
Yeah, so if you call into the secretary, they can make a complaint. She'll write it down and then it will get out and we'll start the process.
On the website.
Yeah, until it's on the website.
Good, okay, great. Well, I hope our many viewers picked up on that.
Yeah, 3 of them.
I was gonna say both of them.
Yeah, there are 2 of them, yeah. All right, so we'll move on to, training for planning commission members. We had talked about this a little bit and we don't have a date yet, you said, right?
We do have a date now.
Okay.
Yes, Abby, Freeman got back from us from VLCT on December 6th. There'll be a planning commission training. It will be in the evening. She just got back to Tara today and asked what time was best, and Tara said 6, so hopefully she'll say that 6 works for them, but we'll let you guys know as soon as we know.
Okay,
Okay,
It's confirmed.
and where will it be held?
Here,
Oh,
so it'll
excellent.
be like a regular meeting, but we won't have to
Oh.
warn it or anything because you won't be discussing town
Oh, that's
business.
super,
right,
that's
we're just gonna run it as,
Is it a live person or is it like a webinar?
Live.
excellent. Oh, good. I find webinars sleep inducing.
This is from the state of Connecticut, state of Vermont, I mean.
Yep, VLCT.
Yeah, the Vermont League of Cities and Towns is
December
very good,
6th.
very thorough
I may
training.
not be able to make that.
Yeah, I'll be gone too. I'll be driving.
If it's on Zoom, which I believe it is, I can record it and then I should be able to send it to you guys. if you can.
That would be great. My wife has an all-day training. She won't be back till like 7 o'clock at night, so.
December, where's December?
So anybody else, we'll just make sure we get that out to, well, once you have a secure date, we'll just get it on the, so everybody knows on our emails. All right, well, that's a good thing. So that'll be coming up. That'll be great. We'll get more training in. I know you love training.
I actually enjoy it.
Too.
No, I think it'll be good. Like I said, the DRB and stuff had that one, stuff they're scheduling too, I guess, so. I think having that for all the boards, I think is a great idea, It just helps us understand it more and what
Yeah.
our roles and duties
What
are
we're
and.
supposed to be doing. Yeah, so did you say that'll be at 6 PM?
Tentatively right now.
Yes.
Okay, good, thanks.
It's only a
Thanks for
4-hour
following
course.
up on that.
Yeah.
VLCT does,
It's probably like a quick 45 minutes to an hour.
you think? I think they run kind of long, but, I went to an all-day training with, yeah, and it was really interesting but it did go on.
I know the select board one I
Way
went
up
to,
in-
that was an all-day one.
Yeah, well, you kind of need that, don't you?
Yeah, it was very informative.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, we'll move on to correspondence from Parks and Rec pertaining to the municipal grant.
I will.
I'm gonna turn that over to you, Hannah.
All right. It is. Hello, John. I am reaching out to ask if there would be interest in the Planning Commission collaborating with Parks and Rec to secure a municipal planning grant. Parks and Rec would like to seek a municipal planning grant in order to hire consulting services to help determine the future of Center Street Park. There are many potential opportunities for the park, and we need help with planning, layout, community outreach, and also considering requirements for public spaces. With the construction of the new town hall and historical society in the basement, this presents an opportunity to look at the surrounding area, perhaps as a town green, or even to consider economic development opportunities given the availability of the old town hall and the existing village center designation, which I think is halfway through its initial term. These items are outside of the mission of Parks and Rec, but could be something to collaborate on. Parks and Rec would ask that the Planning Commission please give consideration to this idea and respond if interested in proceeding or having any questions.
I'm not sure what they're asking us to do. Do they want us to help write the grant, or what are they asking for? Collaborating in what way?
So I'm not 100% sure, but I know that Jennifer wanted to look at possibilities of what to do with the old town hall and the area, because that's the Center Street Park and Town Green.
Yeah.
Up here, so just things that they could do with it, but it is outside of their scope of what Parks and Rec should be doing, so if they collaborate with you.
Is it in our scope as planning commission? Is that what we're?
Yes, like developing the area, yes.
Yeah, it's a development thing, so I think we could discuss that and see what,
The only tricky
Yeah, I
thing
mean, I
about
think
this
it
is,
sounds nice to have it already is kind of a town green and it's nice.
yeah. I mean, they're just trying to develop, I mean, it's gonna sit there
Yeah,
otherwise.
so there's the municipal planning grant, so there's a grant deadline, I think, which is what Hannah was getting ready to say.
yeah, it's
Sorry,
December
yeah.
1st, so if you guys wanted to do this, it would kind of be.
Needs to happen like,
Yes, you'd have to decide kind of tonight if that's something you're interested in or not.
yeah, so
I'm all for it.
Jen's just looking for
it's a great idea.
help with ideas and suggestions, because there's only 3 of us on Parks and Rec. And really the grant stuff has been all Brian and Jen. So, like, they need,
Do they need
So how much
ideas?
Jen and Brian are usually really good at writing the grant, so they don't need help writing the grant as far as I know. But basically they just need help with ideas and suggestions on, stuff to apply for in the grant.
And yeah, and I think that even if
Could
they
we
had
see
the
a-
idea, since it's out of their scope, they couldn't really
Could
go through with it without.
Yeah.
Where could we see a copy of the grant to know what? You know how sometimes they have a lot of ideas really right there in a grant application.
Yeah, I'm sure that Jennifer has a
I
copy.
don't even know how much area there is beyond that skateboard park thing. Is there a lot of
So
property?
the shed way down in the back corner, like Route 7 comes down, comes to a point, like we're down through there.
Yeah, cause we're down past that house.
So what are they thinking
I have to
about?
look at it. I don't.
It's a wedge shaped piece of property. I mean,
Yeah.
so there's only just so far you can go to what you've reached the point where you legally can't use it because you can't build on it because you gotta be so far from the boundary lines.
Right.
So what kinds of things have they discussed already?
So we've just discussed, oh my God. So like the stuff like gazebos, the sunshade, which they already got, like the fire pits, like that kind of stuff. Like Hannah just mentioned, ideas, try to come up with ideas for the old town hall, maybe trying to, incentivize that for renting it out for like a small business to move in there
What
or,
about like a youth center?
I will say for the Old Town Hall, Tara did already tell Jennifer this email is from like a month back. Tara does have something in the works for Old Town Hall. Nothing that is going through yet, but she has some really good ideas for it. So Tara did ask Jennifer kind of to let her have that. But that kind of looking at it for like a community space.
Great,
As far as the town green goes, that'll definitely still be
yeah.
something that Jennifer's interested in.
and I know Parks and Rec, they've done like the pollinator garden stuff, like they got the grant for that and come spring, they'll do
Nice.
more improvements on that. So just
coming along.
ideas like that, like anything, like. So,
And we need to have these ideas in before the deadline on that, so that you can put them in the grant. Is that what that's for?
Yes.
I mean, if they need a supporting, like usually grants ask for supporting community organizations or whatnot or so forth, would we, I mean, at least we could be that. Would we qualify as,
I'd have to reach out to Jennifer on that just because I'm not sure with this grant.
I don't really have any ideas in my head right now. Like you say, I'd like to see it and
Yeah, I'd like to see the property. Pollinator garden was like really good
it's very
idea.
nice, yeah.
How about like a little pumpkin patch to grow like world-class sized pumpkins and people would come, from all around town to
so there
see.
used to be
See
a
that.
community garden stretch over through there, but we kind of put the parking lot on it.
Kind of.
Isn't there a song about that?
Take paradise.
So there's
Save the parking lot.
So the other thing is like, Center Street's a relatively small area and we already have the skate park there. So it's like trying to get the most bang for your buck. Like what else could we do in that space? So, but like Stacy said, to go look at it during the day, you get a better feel for it.
Yeah.
Were people using the community garden? Was it a popular,
I don't know. I wasn't actively involved in the community at that time.
People I know have.
And since I have been,
You know what I mean?
You know what the problem with the
I'm not
community
sure how
garden
that
is?
is. I
You
got
have to
one
come
thing.
from your house.
Yeah, the one in
I see a
Venice.
few people.
Yeah,
You have to water
People use it.
Yeah.
Sterilize
You
and
have to
stuff.
get here like twice a day to water it.
yeah,
It's a pain in the neck.
yeah.
So, but.
Do you guys got another meeting before that? Before?
For Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Parks and Rec is meeting this Saturday. We're gonna be at the Faith Church meeting down there because we were supposed to meet tonight, but obviously we're meeting here for planning commission. And the day that worked for us was Saturday.
All right, we all got email stuff on there anyway, so how about we use the rest of the week? You gotta meet on Saturday.
Yeah, I believe at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll ask around if anyone has any ideas.
Yeah, see if we can come up, see if
Does anyone-
everybody could
Yeah,
come
come
up with
on up.
ideas.
Spoken to Margaret
And
Cody.
email those ideas right to the email.
Margaret
and
Cody, the
We can
gal
get to
who's
the
doing
Parks and Rec.
pollinator.
You could pick it up on.
I have
A
not,
lot of ideas.
actually, maybe I did speak to her, but I don't realize it was her.
Real high
I,
energy, yeah.
the one who was
Pretty
working out there?
blonde woman, Yeah,
yeah, I said hi to her and spoke with her for a minute.
Margaret Cody, is there Coady, I believe? Is that right?
Coady.
The pollinator gal,
I'm not sure.
Cody or Coady?
She lives on North Pownell.
I think I might have her.
So yeah, write down any of the ideas you can come up with. Think about if you want to swing up during the week or tomorrow or something. You can look at the property size and stuff like that. We need to have ideas for that, you're saying, for this area too? Want to throw ideas in or just let Tara do the?
Tara wants to handle that.
So just throw out ideas for the park area and stuff, if there's anything else. And then, you can either leave a list of your ideas here.
Although I'm sure
with
Jen
Hannah,
has her
or
contact information.
email them on her email, send it in and what your ideas.
Yeah.
And then they can pick through those on Saturday when they go through them.
Really knows how to
And then they have plenty of time to get it in.
Okay.
work with.
All set with that, Michelle?
Sorry. Can you guys send me a copy of the letter from Parks and Rec, just so I can read it again?
Yeah, she'll do that right now.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I think that'll be good. Then you guys will have that, any ideas.
So is there a
So 10
contact-
o'clock, Faith Church in the
10
Junction
o'clock.
Cafe.
Is.
That's the one down,
It's right across the street from the library.
yeah, that's what I thought it was.
How's that cafe working out?
It's nice.
Yeah,
They got free Wi-Fi, coffee, espresso, iced coffee.
Espresso.
it's great. I keep telling him it.
Library's right across the street, so you can get a good book. and
Yeah, you
come over
can
to the
come over
cafe,
to
get
the
a free cup of coffee.
the library's really pretty and really nice.
Saturday, right?
Oh, it's
Saturday?
so
Yep.
nice.
Saturday, 10 o'clock.
And the library has a library of things too, did you know that?
Yeah, the library has all kinds of like yard games and board games and like all free to borrow.
Skis and skateboards or something. They have.
They had scooters, they had cornhole, like badminton,
All
like
kinds of
all
stuff.
kinds of stuff.
Canning.
Do you have that for an idea out here too?
For what?
Like
Cornhole?
stuff.
Yeah,
a little box
we've
on
talked
the
about
shed.
different things like, for the shed down there for different
Bocce?
stuff. I think
Bocce court?
bocce was mentioned, tetherball. Basically, if you can play it outside, we talked about it.
So tennis, there is a tennis
Well,
court. right?
no, the tennis court now has the skate park on it. Nobody was using the tennis court.
Right.
For tennis.
Yeah.
So no tennis.
No tennis.
You want tennis, go to the elementary school. They have a tennis court.
Pickleball.
How many people you actually use in,
There are kids, well, probably not now because it's getting cold, but yeah,
all summer?
all summer, every day there was kids down there, every day.
Good.
Like way more than I thought there was. I thought for sure it was only gonna be like one or two on occasion, like every day.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see.
That's great.
I was working across from the one in North Adams right there. They got that one right by the park right there. They got the skate ramp and there's at least a dozen kids on it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
And
All that,
it gives the kids in the area something to go do. And so,
Yeah. No, I didn't know how many would show up either.
a busy,
Certain amount of time, huh?
busy kid is less likely to get in trouble.
So maybe if there's more things for them to do besides that,
Yeah.
to keep their interest.
So, and we also, it's not just for teens and young adults. We're also trying to make family friendly spaces and
Right.
so.
Well, that's why when you just mentioned that, like doing cornhole or something like that, if we had a set of boards or something there that they could take out, set them up. You can paint a line on the grass or whatever, so you know how far apart they gotta be and they can set them up and can play,
Yeah, absolutely.
something like that.
And if anybody has a set of boards and they want to play, they're more than welcome to come down and use any of the town properties.
We actually had a set down there. It was like kind of a collapsible set, but during the summer, somebody went down there and they broke them. They left all the stuff out and they broke them.
they broke them?
It was like a group of older teenagers.
Is there somebody
You have good kids and you have bad kids.
Brian, for this,
It's what,
person
supervising
couldn't
the
make the
skateboard?
meeting, is there an
Just around
email
the room.
address where I could, if you had, I'd like.
yeah, I don't know, Brian.
Talk to
town
someone
have
and they had
liability if
ideas.
like somebody gets hurt, breaks
Where
an
would they-
ankle and.
I can give you,
I
don't have a
I'm sure
part
the town is insured for it all, but,
Give me Jennifer's.
yeah, but I don't know how that falls with liability on it and stuff. I'm not sure about that. Brian would probably know that stuff, but.
please hold, I can't do two things at once. Trying to get to my contacts list here.
Free.
Okay,
So weird. Looks like a huge coffin for Dracula behind her.
I seem to have lost Jen's contact information.
Do you have any contact?
I have John's still, but I don't have Jen's anymore. That's,
Oh, I guess we shouldn't announce it
No?
here. Okay.
Okay, I have her Parks and Rec email.
All right, that's what I need. And just, can you write it here?
It's just, yep.
Thank you.
All right, while you're doing that, so we'll have to do that. They're meeting at 10, try to come up with your ideas and we'll get those, either drop them off here, email them on their emails, or you can show up at
And-
10 o'clock and throw your ideas.
And if they have a need for a community support of any sort, then the planning commission has agreed that we will allow them to list us as a supporter on the grant application.
The select board approved them applying for,
Yeah,
so. You coming down Saturday? Cause as chair of the planning commission, come on down.
I should be around, I should be around.
No pressure.
Yeah. I'll buy you a cup of coffee.
I don't drink coffee, but that's all right.
I'll buy you a cup of water then, if you wanna be like that.
That'll work too.
okay,
What is
so,
wrong with you?
I don't drink it. I don't know why. Just never happened, you know?
Be caffeine addicted like the rest of us.
I get my energy without it. I get my energy without it. I just get up and go in the morning.
I love coffee, but
I love it.
can't drink it anymore.
All right, we're gonna move on to public comment. Is there any public comment?
There is not.
There is not. All right.
Guys.
So, moving on from that to adjournment
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Wait.
Oh, hold on. I reset.
or anything
When's
else.
our next meeting? That's all. I just want to put it in my phone.
December 6th.
December 6th.
Yeah, December the training one. Yes, it's-
Training policy will just be regular.
All right, good.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll have our December 6th meeting.
Okay.
Okey-dokey.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second that emotion.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You get,
Aye.
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Hannah. Really.
Thank you, Hannah.
Nice job on that.